What's going on, everyone? Lee Setzer here. Thanks for tuning back into my channel here for a new video. And in today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about tuning with wings. So here in front of me, I have the three most popular options from Jconcepts. I have the F2I wing, the standard plastic razor wing, and then the new lexan razor wing. So let's get started with the most popular wing that you see a lot of people running, which would be the razor wing. And this wing is obviously, if you guys go to the track, this wing is pretty much on everybody's car, right? So it's kind of, I would say, taken the wing market by storm here, and it's become a very good kind of standard go-to wing. I would say that a lot of people kind of just throw on their car, and it's just kind of something that it's kind of the go-to. We don't really think about it much. This wing is just kind of bolt on and it works, right? So if you notice here on my wing, this is one of my old race wings that I've ran in the past, but I have these holes here drilled out here on the wicker. So you notice if you get this wing straight out of the package, the Jconcepts actually marks these dimples in the back here for these holes. So I really recommend drilling these holes out. If you don't drill the holes out in the back wicker, because the wicker is so tall and that the wing side dams are so big, it really feels like the rear of the car is kind of bogged down. It kind of feels like it's heavy. The air can't escape the air can't escape fast enough, I guess I should say, through the wing. So I really I do think it's absolutely necessary to drill the holes in the back here on the wicker. And I've had a lot of people ask me. They've seen me kind of use this tool here when I'm doing my wings, but I usually just use the tip of a reamer, and I just got this chuck that goes on the end of my Makita off Amazon, and makes it way easier to do this. Obviously, if you've drilled out one of these wings by hand with a body reamer, it's pretty brutal, right? So that's how I drew these holes, but nonetheless, talking about the wing, this wing is super, to me, my experience when I run this wing, super comfortable. It produces, for me, it produces a lot of rear grip, produces a lot of rear comfort. I feel like the rear of the buggy or truck is very predictable on high-speed tracks, even low-speed tracks. It just has a nice feeling to it. And you can kind of see here, too, I don't know if you guys can see, but I have these little holes as well, kind of around the wing. And I've kind of played around with this. I'm not the first person to do these little holes, but I used to just do the standard big holes on the wicker here. And I feel like the little holes, especially here on the channel here, I do 3 right here on this side, 3 on this side. That's kind of my standard. Now these little ones here in the center, in between the bigger holes on the wicker, that was for the DNC this past year, where it was super windy, and I kind of just didn't want the wing to kind of catch a lot of that wind and kind of throws the car back. So I definitely, like I said earlier, really recommend reaming out these holes because it allows the wing to not catch a lot of the wind. But yeah, this wing, like I said, super comfortable to drive. I feel like it gives the rear end a nice feeling, a nice comfortable feeling. It seems very predictable. And that's kind of just been the go-to for all of us racing 8 scale out there. So yeah, this wing, solid option here. Can't go wrong with it. So we got the normal razor out of the way, and I want to talk to you as well about the latest release from Jconcepts with the wings is the razor, the lexan razor wing. So I've been doing, when I do a lot of running, I've really liked this razor wing in the lexan quite more than I have in the plastic one recently. At Wicked Weekend, I ran the lexan wing on my truck, e-buggy, and nitro buggy. Been super happy with just the feeling of the lexan wing. So the lexan wing is obviously way lighter than the standard plastic wing. Same design. Comes, like I said, comes with the dimples, just like on the plastic razor wing on the back here. And also keep an eye out too There are two wickers. I'm sure you guys can't see it, but there's a low wicker line and then the standard height, the high wicker line. Um, if you do the high, if you cut it to the high wicker line, do the bottom, or I'm sorry, the upper row of holes for the wicker when you go to ream it out. If you do the bottom line, there's a second row of holes that are farther down. Make sure you kind of coordinate that if you guys are going to try this wing out, if you're cutting one out. Make sure to pay attention to that, because if you do it on the top row and you use the lower cutout for the wicker, the holes are too close, so then you kind of don't have enough material in between the wicker and the holes here on the back. So as you notice on this wing, I don't have any extra holes. I just have the main 6 holes in the back here on the wicker. So this wing, being that it's much lighter, it really seems to free up the rear of the car. So for me, instantly when I put this wing on my car, I don't have to change anything else. I just put the lexan wing on my car, and I have more off-power rotation. The rear feels a little bit less heavy. There's not as much weight up high. You're taking a lot of that weight that sits up high with the regular plastic wing, and you're kind of lowering the center of gravity of your car. So to me, it has the same feeling as the Razor. Like I said before with the plastic one, it's got good, comfortable rear end feeling. I feel like it's predictable. It's got lots more rear grip. But the plastic, it just seems to kind of free it up on those tight tracks. And even on the bigger tracks, it feels like the rear is just feels like it kind of rolls through the big open corners a little bit smoother. So I've really been liking the plastic wing. It's kind of been my go-to recently. I have the E-Nationals coming up this week, and I definitely plan on starting out with that wing, running it. But we'll always tune at the track and see from there. But yeah, the plastic wing has been a really good option since it's been released. A lot of people have been running it. A lot of people have been liking it. So super happy with the feeling of this wing. And like I said, just because it's lighter, it just gets a lot of the weight off the rear. Seems like the rear kind of rotates a little bit better and feels a little bit more smooth through mid-corner exit. So we'll kind of put this one away. We've talked about both the Razor wings, and then the third most popular option here, which you don't really see many people running these wings anymore, is the Jconcepts F2i wing. So this one has been around for a while. It's kind of looks like the standard buggy wing that comes in all of the 8-scale kits, and kind of what you used to see a lot of people run. Now, like I said, the Razor wing has kind of just been the go-to. You see a lot of people running the Razor wing or other wings just like the Razor wing. And the F2i wing, I really only run this wing if I am on a tight track and I want the car to just really rotate, the rear just to really snap. When I have done some testing with the Razor wing when the Razor wing was first released, and just kind of at my home track, seeing what I like better. And when I would put the F2i on after running the Razor wing, I noticeably had a little bit less grip. It was a little edgier to drive, but at Adrenaline, my home track, the indoor track is pretty small, medium to small size, and it's pretty tight. And for me, I just like, you kind of want the rear end to kind of slide around the entire track there. So when I run on an indoor track like that, I really kind of have this wing in my back pocket as a tuning option. So that's one scenario why I would choose the F2i wing over the Razor wing, is just if I want the rear end to just be a little bit looser, a little bit snappier, kind of a little on edge, if you say. And the other thing with this wing too is, if you're in a windy condition, most people have been to the Dirt Nitro Challenge. If you have been, you know that when you're out there on that big track, it gets really windy. It gets hard to kind of just control the car in the air. And if you try to run the Razor wing, there is definitely a high probability chance that the wind kind of gets caught on the Razor wing, and it makes the car just jump pretty bad. It, kind of just jumps nose high, or you can't bring the nose down. It just feels like there's a parachute on the back when it's super windy. So when it is super windy, the F2i is so much better through that stuff. It kind of glides through. The air doesn't really catch any of the parts of the wing and the wicker. Obviously, the wicker's not as big as the Razor, and the side dams aren't as tall. So when it is super windy, and I mean extremely windy, where you kind of jump with the Razor wing and your car just kind of like jumps like that, nose up, the F2i wing is an option I have in my back pocket as well for track conditions like that. So that's pretty much it. I just want to do a quick video with you guys about kind of tuning with 3 of the most popular wings that Jconcepts has released. And like I said, there are other brands out there that have similar wings. So, if you guys haven't tried any of the Lexan wings or even the Razor wings, just, give it a shot. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's a super good tuning option, to have some kind of different wings out there for different types of tracks, layouts, whatever the case may be. So thanks for tuning in to a new video. I really appreciate all your guys' support. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you at the next one.